Okay, now we got your maps, your photos. Update your photos. And these are just drag and drop. Drag and drop them all, and then you go back and label them afterwards. It's faster. Delete the ones from the old report that you don't use. Bedroom 3. Bedroom 2. Master bedroom. Master bathroom. Attic space. Mechanicals. Additional exterior view. Additional exterior view. Opposite street. Side view. Side view. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't forget to always save. So now you got your maps and your photos in. That's now we can start the report. Go scroll down to your subject details. Remember I showed you this? File number is always the month, year, client, borrower. If there's an FHA case number, that goes right here. Only the number 361-467-1976.
And where's that on the work file?
It's on the order. FHA case number. I always highlight the type of loan and if it's a refi or not. Okay?
And to the right of it says the case number.
Correct. Now you use this sheet right here that you just printed out. You got the address 2120 Buckingham Court, Northwest, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87120. County is Bernalillo. This page right here has your parcel number. Tax year is always the year past, so 2018, 2250. Always rounded up to the nearest dollar. Okay?
Right.
Legal description. Lot 60. Plat of estates. Replat of tract -A -2-A. And this right here, you have to type out the full address. If not, you're going to get conditioned for it. Address scroll. Phase 1, 2, 3.
Is Sergio doing reports? Oh my goodness. Are you feeling okay, Tito? Wow.
Got a fever today.
Yeah.
He's got the fever. Borrower. You take this. This is all from your order right here. Okay.
Who's the borrower?
Christina. And it has to type it out exactly the way it's ordered, or you'll get a condition. Owner of record. Go back to this form. Exactly the way you see it. Was it owner occupied, tent, or vacant? What did the photo say? It's occupied, right?
Oh, okay.
Here's where the client goes. Union Home Mortgage. These guys, there was no AMC, so no AMC. You just work your way down this form. It's easy. Del Circle West. All this information is on your order. Purchase assignment type. Title is held in fee simple. Is it under contract for sale? Yes. 955-774. Coldwell. Anchor. Days on market. 2. List date 10/5/19. They put it on the market for $195. Contract date. Contract date is important because you have to use the last date that anybody put ink to paper. See how the order right here, how the initial one says October 11th,
Okay.
but the last signature date was October 12th, and that's on the report. So that's the date you always use.
That's
Is that for when they came to an agreement?
Addendum. So your offer date is right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
But sometimes you'll go 5 or 6 days.
because you're countering.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the last date that you
I've
put.
never had a 5-6 day count.
Oh well. Addendums. Sometimes you got okay. Seller agrees to do this in lieu of. So sometimes you'll go 20 days throughout the process. Because instead of doing repairs, we'll just credit $5,000 or whatever. And then so that's the date that I got to put in my report.
From the ORW?
Yep. The last date that anybody put inks to paper, I got to put in my report. I'll get in trouble.
Oh, then that would always be the ORW.
Well, then that's why the appraiser needs the full contract.
Hmm.
So instead of making all these repairs, seller will reduce price by $10,000 or whatever.
Wait, are we supposed to give the appraisers the ORW?
No,
Okay.
you'll make an addendum because you guys. Okay, so you'll
only if they are messing with the purchase price.
Yes.
Okay, because the ORW.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
you guys will go back and
usually
forth
it's
with
just
that.
repairs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But sometimes like you'll go 3 weeks. Okay, well instead of doing that, I'm going to do this, and
Yeah.
that the appraiser.
All right, then just knock off 2,000. That's when we
That's
put
an
an addendum.
Correct.
And we say.
And that's the date that I use,
purchase
and
price.
that date might be 20
Okay.
days past your initial date.
Yeah.
So that's the contract date then.
Correct.
Right.
195, 1, 2, 3. So they offered full price after 2 days. Buyer to pay for all inspections, seller to reimburse buyer up to $350, seller to contribute $0 toward home warranty, appraisal to be ordered within 24 hours after resolution of ORW. How much time do you give toward the appraisal?
I always say after inspection and resolution.
24 hours?
So I never put the time. I just say after we've come to a resolution.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'll tell the lender you can order the appraisal.
Okay. So keep scrolling down. So I did review the sales contract. This is an arm's length transaction. Purchase price is what? $195. Contract date is 12/19. Is the seller the owner of record? Yes. Was there any concessions? Yep. Seller to contribute $350 towards buyer's inspections. FHA always requires us to put the dimensions of the parcel.
Yeah, I read that.
So MLS, you go, you pull up the address, go to map, hit this little information button, and then tap the parcel. 68 by 106. 106 by 90. It appeared rectangular. Neutral, city street. Location neutral, residential. Zoning is what? Because we wrote that down at the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
R1B. Single family residential medium lot, and we'll describe that on page 3. Utilities, Here's where you put septic, well, propane, or whatever.
So city.
So this is all public. P&M, New Mexico Gas, City of Albuquerque. Are there any adverse site conditions here? If you see a Burger King next to it and you smell the smoke, or if it backs a cemetery, or if it backs I-40 or whatever,
That's what you fill in the description.
that's
of
an adverse. Yes, that's an adverse site. External obsolescence right there. This is 1 unit, existing, detached. Year built was 1997. 22 years old. I'll call this property, it's about a 10-year-old effective age. It's in pretty decent shape. 1. So you've done this right there. So you count the room, 732, square footage is 1607. Concrete slab, no basement, no crawl space. But there was a scuttle space, yeah?
I don't know.
I showed you. This is the easiest part, because this will transpose all this information through the report. You just literally just keep hitting tab all the way down. Patio, covered and open, no pool, fencing is block and wood. C entry, it's covered entry, none. Actually, I'll just put 0. Central forced air, and these guys it didn't have refrigerated air, they had EVAP. Tab, 2 driveway, 2 garage. So here, if they didn't do anything, you check that box right there.
If they didn't do what?
Property has not been updated in 15 years, but it has. So the kitchen's been updated, but I don't know when, because the owner wasn't there, so I'm gonna hit unknown. Bathrooms weren't updated. I'm gonna call this guy, let me see. I'll call it average plus, C3, average plus, quality's Q4.
Overall?
Yeah. Subject is approximately 22 years old in average, plus updated condition with no depreciation other than typical physical. Flooring, we had porcelain tile, carpet, and that was average plus. Drywall condition, average plus. Painted wood, average plus. Flooring, porcelain, tile, average plus. But the bathrooms have the original Richard Fuller tile, so ceramic tile, that was average condition, because they didn't do anything with, right?
Okay.
Concrete was average, I didn't see anything wrong. Frame stucco, average. Roof, asphalt shingles, average. Gutters. And this is all the information that you take at your inspection. So here's where I describe everything. Subject features include vinyl thermal windows, expansive, porcelain. Give me those. I gotta see which ones are due. Thanks. Tile. And here's where you describe it, and you're gonna be detailed. Flooring in entry, family, kitchen, dining, and bathrooms. Quartz, kitchen countertops with tile backsplash, stainless steel appliances. This is all the stuff that you take at your inspection.
What are you looking for?
Just in case I missed something. It says new stucco. Well, so frame stucco, good. But I can't verify that, so I'm gonna put new stucco per agent. That way we don't own it, you know?
So it's not like a liability.
So it can't come back to us. Gas log, fireplace. Unless you can verify it, you put it like that. Remember, you're treating this like you gotta go to court.
That's why I always try to even get the invoices and shit.
See entry. But if you can't, so if they say new stucco and you can't verify it, you say per owner.
Per owner. Or agent?
Or agent, yep.
Okay.
Covered and open patios. Good landscaping at and rear. Are there any physical deficiencies? None.
What would a physical deficiency be?
Broken window, missing toilet,
All that little
the
things that
broken
kinda
faucet.
Okay.
So FHA requires us to put this comment right there, only FHA. If it was only conventional, we just go with this right here. FHA requires this in comment right there.
Like detail?
Yes. So once you work your way down to the bottom of this worksheet,
Mm-hmm.
boom,
What'd you do?
transfer UAD.
The bottom square button, that's the last one?
Yep.
Okay.
So watch.
All this goes into the...
It'll globalize it throughout the report. And you'll see now. This is the most important part of the report. What is it?
When you send the... for
No,
them
the
to get
invoice.
paid?
That's the invoice.
The invoice.
That's the most important part of my report.
Yeah.
So here, these guys are paying $450. There's no AMC. So look, see how it globalized everything throughout the report?
Yeah.
Look. Now this is page 1 of your report
Which is kind of filled out already?
because you did the UAD work. All that stuff that you typed in sends it directly to the report.
So what do you got to alter then?
Pull up your Google Maps.
Hey Leanne, this is Krista with Rio Grande Appraisers, and I got your
Buckingham
message.
Court.
So I will put this one, Luthi, on the schedule for Thursday
So-
at 3 o'clock, so that'll give
Right
your
here's
seller
You
enough
put your
time to
neighborhood
be home.
boundaries. The subject is bound
Okay,
by
alright, thank you.
by what to the north, would you say? Main road.
Your answer? Kind of? Would you go with that street right there?
I would say Unser. Unser Boulevard to the north and
West.
yes. What about to the south?
I-40?
And what's this road right here?
Coors?
Yep. Coors Boulevard to the east, I-40 to the south. Do that every time because when this goes to review, if you're off, they're gonna ding you for it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So would you call this urban, suburban, or rural?
Urban.
Over 75% built up?
Yes.
Yep. Growth, stable. There's no new construction in this neighborhood. Property values are stable. The demand, there's a shortage right now currently in the city, and marketing time is less than 3 months.
Mm-hmm. For that neighborhood?
Yep.
Okay.
The low sale, I know that because of 75, 450 is the high. Their average right now, the median's about 190,000. Right now, these homes are about 15 years old. I say it's built up about 85%. There's no 2 to 4 family. There's multifamily there, and there's commercial.
Damn, that's all from experience though. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
But that's why we have a boilerplate for the neighborhood. So if you go to Rio Rancho for North Hills, I'll give you a North Hills one. If you go to Enchanted Meadows, I'll give you an Enchanted Meadows one. Okay, here's you describe the neighborhood, and that's going to be pre-filled out for you, but you can revise it accordingly. Subject is located within a mature subdivision within the growing northwest quadrant of the city of Albuquerque. Construction is dominated by 1 and 2 story tract homes. Lots are typically 0.15 acres. The area has an acceptable degree of conformity and homogeneity. How the fuck?
I don't know. I know. I see
Homogeneity.
that. Homogeneity. That's what I say too.
With moderate noise levels typical for the area. Okay, Albuquerque's economy has remained stable in the past 12 months with a moderate increase in demand. Stable pricing with some neighborhoods seeing increasing values. Typical marketing time is less than 3 months. Now that you got the subject information, you get your flood map.
This is for all reports.
Every report needs a flood map. Service. Locate. Transfer. And it's already there. All this is already pre-filled out because you did it already at the bottom, right? Look. You just tab all the way through and make sure everything looks good. It's It's easy. You fill out the bottom page and it literally transfers everything for you.
The FEMA flood thing's already in there.
Yep. Here's your flood map right there.
And it already has the subject thing and everything.
Yep. Now we're down to your sales comparison page.
Alright.
Location. So F8, so all these prompts right here, you hit F8 and you just verify it. It's a neutral residential location. Right here, F8. There's no basement. Heating and cooling, central forced air, evap. Energy efficient items. Sometimes you know how the houses have the single pane crank or the single pane metal.
And yeah.
Those aren't energy efficient, right?
No.
So I would put none.
If you had that.
If there's none. But this guy had thermal windows. Covered entry, C and O patios. Fireplaces. I just abbreviate one fireplace. Other amenities. If I had a pool, hot tub, guest house.
This is for your subject line.
Yes.
Okay.
This guy had none. But it did have fencing and it did have landscaping. All your reports, all your subjects, we got to do a 36-month transfer sales history.
Mm-hmm.
This house sold. My research did indicate a transfer within the previous 3 years. The date, 08, 02, 17. Price, 164, 123. My verification was the MLS number 894512.
And that's for all, not just FHA?
Everything.
Okay.
36-month transfer. My inspection date was 10/29/2019.
Now you're gonna start searching for comps.
No, yeah. Subject has sold and transferred as per current tax records and Southwest MLS index. Previous transaction appeared to be an arm's, we have to describe it, an arm's length purchase with 8 days on market.
And you get that from reading the sales contract?
And the MLS. No, this place last sold right here for 164. Was it a short sale or bank owned? No, so that means it's arm's length transaction. Days on market 8. The lender needs to see. So in 3 years, actually 2 years, they're looking for a $30,000 increase.
Who's looking? The lender?
This sold for 164
Okay.
in August of 17. Contract now, 2 years later is 195.
Oh, okay.
So they're looking for
See if that's worth providing for, if it's like valid
they're looking for a 15% appreciation in 2 years.
in the comps.
We'll see if it's there.
Alright.
Subject is currently under contract for sale at a reported price of 195. My report is as is because I verified the utilities, I verified the mechanicals. There's no issues. If it was subject to plans and specs, it goes there. Subject to repairs, like remember the one you did with the faucet? I make that right there.
Was there anything wrong with the house?
No, nothing. So it's as is. Mine is as is.
I thought you were supposed to do reconciliation last.
Just
I'm
follow.
just going by the book.
No,
man.
I'm telling you,
asking.
what the reconciliation is last. This is it right there. Inspection date 10/29/2019. Page 3. I have all this stuff filled out for you. So my intended user is HUD and the FHA and the mortgagee.
That's your
This is for HUD.
format kind of thing?
Yes, and I'll have that for you. You're gonna read this and study it.
This is what they want to see?
Yes. FHA has a different intended user. Conventional has a different user. VA has a different intended user. So study these and learn them. Reconciliation last. So my search parameters, I always put this in there. You don't have to, but I do because it's a good idea. So my square footage is 1607. So I'm going to pull up everything between 1307 and 1907 within a 3/4 mile radius. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get my highest and best use comment.
And how do you do that?
I have separate ones. Copy, and you'll have that in your report. I'm gonna print this page out so you can study it.
Single family residence is probably gonna be your highest and best use like in that neighborhood, right?
Yes, it's zoned R1B, right?
Mm.
Single family residential, medium lot. And then I describe it right there. I'm gonna print this out so you can read it.
Yeah, I got it right here. I can study it.
Okay. So this neighborhood's 100% built up, so my site value, I can't use a sales comparison because there's no vacant lots anymore.
You mean a cost approach?
No, I'm doing the cost approach now. Research indicated 0 sales
Of a site.
of vacant sites within the subject neighborhood over the previous 36 months. Therefore, an allocation method is generally used. Effective date is what?
The day you inspected?
Correct. So typically, purchase price, they're going 195. Typically, this area's got a 30% site to improvement ratio. So I'm gonna estimate that this site is about 58,000.
How do you know that?
Just, that's the so typically it's a 30%, 30% of the value of the property is typically the site.
That's how it always goes?
Not always, but in this part of town it is. If I'm in the North Valley, I'm gonna pull up vacant sales. If I'm gonna pull in the South Valley, I'm gonna pull up vacant sales.
Because you have vacant sales out there.
Yes.
But if you don't, you just kind of do the 30% rule?
Allocation method, 30 to 33%, just based on the area.
I think I read that.
Okay. Porch, patio, appliances, fireplace. I'm an estimated 25,000. My effective date was 10, so that means I have 60 years left.
How do you know that?
Brand new, a home should last 70 years
Every home?
with no updates or improvements.
Every home?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the kind of the rule of thumb. 70 years before it reaches the end of its economic life.
Without ever being updated?
Correct. But as you update it, it lowers the effective age. So this house is 22 years old, but it feels about a 10-year-old because they've updated kitchen, windows, stuccos, stuff like that. I'm gonna print this page for you. Now we're
Hi,
ready to
this
pull
is
comps.
Krista calling again from Rio Grande Appraisers, and I'm calling to schedule the
Ready?
appraisal inspection
What?
on your
To
property.
pull comps.
They're at
Okay.
12516 to
Quick
New River
search.
Road. Please call our office at your earliest convenience so we can get this one on our schedule. Our office line is 816-0332. Again, that's 816-0332.
Detached. This is, now we're in the MLS. Yep. I'm gonna pull up active, pending, closed, detached, because it's a detached house.
Mm-hmm.
Square footage, 1307, 1907,
Which is the most important.
because that's 3 above and that's 3 below. Pull up on a map. Pinpoint it. 2120 Buckingham Court Northwest. And I'm gonna pull up a 3/4 mile radius to see what that looks like. That's a 3/4 mile radius right there. Do you think there's sufficient data to accurately derive an estimated value?
Blues are pending?
No, blues are sold.
Oh yeah.
Yellow's pending. Green is active.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Within the last 3 months?
No, I go back 12.
12 months.
I get a snapshot of 12. Then you write it down. Active. How many active are there? 9?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Look on the
6,
side.
7, 8.
Right here.
8?
No.
Oh, 9?
What's the low?
Your lowest
145. High?
219.
We'll round it up. 220.
Same thing with the pending. You do that same thing.
Yes, pending. Write the number down. Low, high. So there's a lot of activity, right?
You count how many pendings and put that in there too.
Not in the report, but I keep a note of it. So your report requires the actives and the closed.
Your high and low.
So there's a total of 114 minus 23 equals, so that means there's 91 closed sales. What's the low? 110. The high is 237. Our purchase price is 195. Is that number in between those?
Yes.
I would say yes, but just because it's there doesn't mean it's worth it. So now let's look at the map. Here's the subject. So it looks like there's 2 sales in the same subdivision, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Let's click on that. That one sold for 174. Looks like it's the same house. Let's take a look. Oh, this one looks dated though, right? Blue carpet. Formica countertops.
You think it's not comparable?
No, it's comparable, but it's going to require a what?
Adjustments.
Yes. And it sold a year ago, so that might even get a time adjustment.
How long do you usually go to do a time adjustment?
This is exactly a year ago. We're already in November. This sold in November of 18.
You don't do one for like 6 months?
No, unless I can extract it. I'm going to use this one because it's in the same subdivision. Here's another one. This one sold for 215, Buckingham Court. This one sold in August of 19, so this is a really good sale,
It's
right?
a corner lot, you know.
Let's look at the photos. It's a little bit bigger. Looks like new carpet, granite,
Better quality.
stainless.
Solar tubes.
Would you call it comparable?
Yeah, you're just gonna have to make the adjustments to it
I would call it comparable. That's a good sale.
because it's a better home,
It's bigger.
better quality.
No. Look at the subject. Porcelain tile. Refinished cabinets, porcelain tile. Quartz countertops.
Oh, so that's comparable to granite.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a really good sale, okay? And it's within 2 months, so I'm not gonna need a time adjustment. So now, I already have a low and a high, and my sales price is in between those two, just within the same neighborhood. So let's try to find, we need one more sale,
At least 3.
yes.
A little further out.
Let me see, let's find another Richard Fuller if we can.
How do you know it's Richard Fuller?
I'll show you in a bit. Right there, Builder Fuller Homes,
Okay.
see that?
You might get the same model.
Oh, this one's a little bit bigger. And this one sold September of 19. And subject, comparable. If you were a buyer, would you look at this in this neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the photos.
Below quality.
Average, yep, look. Quartz countertops.
Those are from my
Formica, yes,
So this one you'd have to make like an upward adjustment.
correct. I would click on that one. Let's just see if we can find another one even better. That's a little further away. Summer Ray. Let's see if we can find a closer one. Parkwood. Parkwood. Marigold, that's really close. Take a peek at this one. That house is too big. That's 1853. That's 300. Let's see. That's a good location, but let's see if we can find something better.
That's over 300.
Yes. St. Croix. That's a good one. Beautiful, ready to move in. This one sold in May for 185. What do you think?
What is that counter?
Tile. Just ceramic tile.
Yeah.
The bathrooms look updated.
Updated.
Yep. That's really nice.
That's good stuff.
Okay,
I think that's a good one.
so we already have the 2 in the subdivision. So what do you call a better comp? This one
I'd get the one that's closest to it
or this one? So this one's 200 square feet bigger. It's newer, and it's right here.
where?
Right here. See the star? There's the subject. Here's this comp.
Oh, okay.
This one would require a condition adjustment, but it's a newer sale.
So that's gonna be your first comp,
No. So you're picking between this one, I'm asking you,
or the one that you just went to?
or the one on St. Croix.
I thought you were always kind of supposed to go with the one that's closest to the subject.
If it were me, I would use the most recent one. So this one sold in May.
That
Yep.
gives more weight.
Yes. If it were me, I would pick the other one because that one sold only 60 days ago. This one sold in the middle of the summer. So if it were me, I would rather use this guy because it sold in the middle of September, which is already fall, and make the adjustment, okay?
All right.
Now, we need some pendings. One pending and one sale. I mean, one pending and one active.
That's for all appraisals.
Usually, most of them, if you can get them, yeah. Sherwood, Woodhill, where's that guy? Nope. Kingsway, ooh, that's close. See that?
You're looking for a pending.
This one's pending right here. That's really close, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Clean,
Do you make adjustments to pendings?
yeah, absolutely. Detail, I'm gonna use that guy because it's really close. Amberside, where are you? 195, Kensington. See what this one looks like. Let me see what kind of actives we got. Nope, too far. I don't like any of these. So I'm gonna use this one and this one. So now I have 5 comps. Look, I have 3 sales and 2 pendings, right? Print. Now you're gonna select all. Now we need to do a CMA. All results. Statistical. Because all this stuff needs to go into our report. The 1004 MC, you read that. And just to show the vendor that we're not talking shit, I always do a screenshot of it and put this in the report
Of the what?
of that 1004 MC. Now, we need to see if there's any bank repos in the area. Write that number down.
What number?
So out of those, all these properties that we showed earlier, there's 12 that are
Oh, foreclosed?
Correct. So there's 2 actives, 145, 170, pending 1 at 160, and closed 9, so 110 to 185. Back after the crash, that was probably double or triple.
The bank owns?
Yes, the number of bank-owned properties, and that was stimulating. That's what was stimulating the market right now, and that's such a big deal. In fact, we're at a low of foreclosed properties. Okay, come here. So zoom in on this.
What am I looking at? Oh, this is your.
This is the. This is how I extract my price per square foot adjustment. These are all the sales that we just dug up. Yeah, that out of the 91 sales, I'm gonna pull up the average price per square foot.
And MLS provides this for you.
Yes, I just printed it out on this form. 67 plus 114 plus 141 divided by 3 times 0.5.
That's your.
This is my price per square foot adjustment, is $53 a square foot. So all these properties right here are the ones that we determined comparable, correct?
What number is that?
$53 a square foot. So you're gonna take this the average of these three. Your writing's just as ugly.
See, I can't read your writing.
Okay, $53 a square foot, and I got that by adding these up, dividing by 3, and then dividing that by 2.
Why by 2?
That's 50% of the total.
50% of the total.
I came up with about $53 a square foot. Okay,
And you need that number for.
to make your GLA adjustments. Each neighborhood's different. Nob Hill's going to be different. North Albuquerque Acres is going to be different. Each neighborhood has its own price per square foot adjustment. What?
I'm just trying to remember what the hell this thing was talking about. I don't think that's it though. Where you take price divided by rent.
No, that's completely different neighborhood.
Is that for something else?
That's income approach.
Yeah, for the my bad, income approach. I thought it was something else.
Okay, so right here, remember we wrote that number down. How many active properties?
On this,
Yes.
9,
What was the low?
145,
What was the high?
220,
How many closed sales?
91,
Low?
110,
What was the high?
237.
And what did I say my price per square foot adjustment was?
The number you just came up with, that 53.
So you're gonna go edit adjustments, 53. For differences over 100 square feet, okay?
And this is for the cost approach.
No, sales comparison.
Okay.
Now we're gonna start putting in all that data that we just printed out. So Stoneham. Stoneham Place, Northwest. Sales price, 174. We verified this. Southwest number, 925522. Oh wait. Days on market, 73.
And you put your best comp for number 1.
We'll get to that. Visual and the listing company. This was an arm's length transaction, so F8, arm's length, financing FHA. F8 settled 11 of 18, contract 10 of 18. So let's see if this is going to require a time adjustment because it's a year old. So look at this trend right here. So these are the trends out of all those 91 sales in the past 12 months. There's the low. So that was 12 months ago, 6 months ago,
Appraisal office.
current.
This is Krista.
So would you say that's increasing, decreasing, or stable?
Increasing market.
That's right. So let's take the low, 177,750, divided by the high, 25123. So that means in the past 12 months, there's been about a 3% appreciation.
But it's really like a 4 though, really.
Well, let's go 4 then. So this house sold for 174 times 0.04, that's 4%, okay?
Right.
6960 is my time adjustment.
Oh, okay.
See
okay,
that?
Okay.
And this is 4%, because you're gonna have to put that in the report. 4%
Time
time.
adjustment.
Yes. Same location, same 0.21 acres.
And you're not gonna do that for the other ones?
We'll see if they need it. So if you hit this button right here, look. So if it's the same as the subject, you just hit equal. Same quality. You're gonna type in the year built. Same. But this one we said was an average condition, correct? 925522. C4?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's about a $10,000 difference in value just based on. So look, so this house sold for 174, but with that time adjustment and the condition adjustment, look how close we are to purchase price already. Pretty close, yeah? Okay.
Appraisal office, this is Krista.
Square footage is 1580. Looks like the same model.
Let's
Equal.
Let's
Equal.
see. So we need to schedule your appraisal inspection.
Let's see if that's going to require an
How
adjustment.
about Thursday?
Two-car garage.
This Thursday, which is the 7th. I can have an appraiser there at 9 o'clock in the morning if that works for you.
Market's not paying a difference for refrigerated air,
Okay, great.
so you put a 0.
Schedule that Thursday.
How do you know that?
Well, because I got a sale right here with evap cooling that sold for 215,000.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
So, say subject has swamp cooler and all my comps have refrigerated air and all these are selling for more, well then the market's obviously paying more for those. But if I have a sale right that I'm going to put right here that has evaporative cooling that sold over this, there's no difference in value. That one. Next one. 7. Northwest. This one sold. I'm gonna do F8, days on market, 7. Number 948524. Add, transfer. Visual, and Keller Williams is the listing company. F8, this was an arm's length transaction, financing, conventional.
How do you know these other comps were arm's length?
Because right here, when you look at short sale, it says no.
That's all you look at?
Yep, bank owned, no. Look at the comments, there's no relocation comments, there's no divorce comments, there's no death comments.
Okay.
Arm's length. This one's closed this year, a couple months ago. And that was only 2 months ago, so there's no time adjustment there because that's in the past 60 days. Right? I know it's a lot. Be simple. F8.15 acres.
So anything over 6 months is a time adjustment.
If required. So in this increasing trend, look, that's the 6 months to current. So let's see what that looks like. Past 6 months, there's about a 2% adjustment, right?
For this comp?
No, because this comp closed 2 months ago. That's less than 6 months.
It's nothing then.
Now 0, exactly. Equal single story ranch, equal Q4, equal 1997 built. The same. Let's take a peek at this one again. 4. Nice. Would you call it comparable in condition?
Yes.
I would too. C3. This one has an extra room, you can tell by the square footage. So see the difference in GLA? Because we put the $55 a square foot for anything over 100 square feet, it automatically applies it for you.
The adjustment?
For square footage. CFA evap equal, thermal windows equal, 2 garage equal, covered and open patios equal, fireplace equal. Next one, it's easy. 1528 Rosewood Avenue Northwest, 205. F8, days on market 26, number 919. Visual and Is it an arm's length? Yep, F8, arm's length, financing, conventional. Closing date, September. Would you make it a time adjustment?
No.
Be simple, F8, 0.1 acres. Same view, same location, same style of house, same quality, year built, 2005. Let's see what this one looks like. What do you think?
Below average in quality. Well, I mean like average quality,
So C4?
from what I can see.
Okay. I would say the same thing. 1927.
So you're gonna add to it then, right?
Yes. A positive upward adjustment for condition. It's bigger in size, so there's a negative adjustment for square footage.
And it calculated that for you.
Yes. Same garage count, same exterior features. So out of these three sales, what is your best comp?
I'd probably go with the first one
Why?
because you put it there.
No.
Just kidding, I don't know.
Come on. Look at these numbers.
The one with the least amount of adjustments, man. I know
Which is
that.
number 3, right? So let's swap this one.
The least amount of adjustments or the least amount of
least amount
money
of
adjustment.
overall adjustments.
Overall?
So that's the low, right? I would make that my number 1. So swap that with number 1. And you just right click. Swap sale with, and then you can put it wherever you want. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. There's your low, there's your high. Does the purchase price fall within that range?
Okay, what am I looking at?
Purchase price, the subject is right here. Here's your range.
195.
There's the low, there's the high. Does that number fall in between those numbers?
208, 207, and 190. Yes.
Okay. Does that number fall within the pre-adjusted values? These are what they sold. These are before adjustments. These are after adjustments. Does that number fall between these numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it matter if it does before?
You have to. So, say you have sales of 100, 150, 125, and they're trying to get 195, overpriced.
Yeah.
So would you say, based on these 3 sales, that property's probably worth 195?
Yeah.
I would.
You can show it.
Yep. Now we're going to do the pendings, okay? There's two more comps to do. Kingsway Court Northwest. This price is 190. F8 days on market. F visual and F8. This one is listing, other. Oh wait, this one's pending. Pending went under contract in October of 19. So let's go back to this. So this will tell us if the market, this is the list to sales price numbers in the past 3 months. So it looks like they're getting about a 99% list to sales price, meaning if they're asking 100,000, they're probably getting 99,000 because that's the average. So out of 100%, they're getting 99% of the list price. So we're going to take off 1% of this guy, minus 190, 1,900. That's 1% of 190,000. Got it? You look confused. Right here, so this is our, so right here, median sales price of, that means a year ago they were getting 100% of the list price. So if they were asking 100,000, they were getting 100,000. Asking 100,000, getting 100,000. Well, recently that number dipped a little bit. They're asking 100,000, but they're only getting 99,000.
And you only do this for the pendings?
Or listings and pendings. We gotta adjust for. So if this number was 100, I wouldn't make an adjustment there. But since they're getting 99% of the list price, I need to take 1% off of that.
Alright.
Okay.
And you go with the most recent.
Hold on.
Appraisal office, this is Krista. Hi, I'm doing great, how are you?
F8.15 acres. Same street, same style,
Yes, I
same
got
quality.
your message about your,
Your built is 21.
Supra lockbox code being your number, so I have that written down for the
Let's see
appraiser.
what this looks like.
And, it's vacant, so they'll probably, all of their inspections tomorrow happen to be vacant, so it'll happen anywhere in the morning or towards the early afternoon.
C4?
Okay, wonderful.
I would call the C4 too.
Alright, bye.
I would call it 2. This one has a room less because based on the size, so 3.2.
How does it know to make that number adjustment?
This the condition.
Yeah.
That's what I estimated. The
You
difference.
put that in?
Yes. That's based on this one right here.
In this neighborhood?
Yes. This is the same model style of the house. That one sold only for 174. But look, after our time adjustment and condition adjustment, pretty damn close to the list price of the subject. It's a paired sales analysis.
Okay.
This one, similar in condition, a little bit bigger. Is that pretty close to our purchase price right here?
Yeah.
I would say yes. Just those 2 sales alone are going to give us a value of a property because they're in the same neighborhood and that they bracket the 195.
The condition?
We'll get to that in a minute.
Right.
Functional and utility equal. This one has refrigerated air, but the market's not paying a difference. This has no fireplaces, but the market's not going to recognize. I don't make an adjustment for a fireplace because some people want them, some people don't. There's not that big of a difference in value. But if there's none, you got to note it, okay? Other amenities, there's no pool, there's no guest house, fencing and landscaping. That number's pretty close to our purchase price, right here. Here's another pending, 6208. Riverside Drive. List pending price is 195. F8 days on market 6. Visual and 2. Listing other none. So this is also a pending. So would you make a 1% adjustment downward? Because we did it to this one, and the market's showing that we should, yeah?
How long's the time?
No, this is pending. This is a pending. We only make these financing adjustments to actives and pendings. So the 1004 MC is saying to make how big of an adjustment?
Same thing as the last one?
Yes, 1% minus 195, 1950. This thing went under contract in September. Same location, same style, same quality. You're built. Let's take a peek at this guy.
For condition?
Yes. That automatically tells you what?
That's probably not part of the GLA, shouldn't be.
There's a sunroom, right?
But they probably added it.
Sunroom heated, no. Added, no. So no.
Oh, okay.
So that'll go on our exterior features. Right here where these guys have patios, we're gonna put sunroom right there.
Right.
Okay. Let's look at the condition. What do you say?
An average. Average C4.
So you think the subject is superior to this one, yeah?
Yes.
So do I. This one has bathrooms. Square footage is 1839. Thermal windows, 2-car garage. So this has a C entry and a sunroom. But we're gonna call that equal to the subject's covered patio and open patio. Subject has a covered patio and open patio. This guy has a 95 square foot sunroom. I'm gonna call that equal and mark it wash. Not one greater than the other. Okay?
Right.
No fireplace, no exterior features, fencing and landscaping. That's it. Now our 5 comps are in there.
Now what?
Now, same thing goes with here. Put your best active and pending as number 4. Which one would it be?
The one with the least amount of adjustments.
This guy right here. So swap this guy with 4. That's what I would do too.
So now you finished your sales comparison.
Equal 4. So here's what I do. Comparable 5. Comparable 4. I got plus 9. 207. 216. I put everything in front of me. Comparable 4. This is pending. This is pending. Minus 212. 190. 754. 3 is closed. Plus 10. And you see where I'm getting those numbers, right?
On the bottom?
Yes. 190. 960. 2 is closed. Minus 4. 4. 207. 421. 1. Plus 2. 8. 208. 640. Here's our range of numbers.
Okay.
After adjustments, I think that's a pretty tight range of numbers. What do you think? So the low is about 191 and the high is 208. That's a really tight range of values when compared to the subject. Would you say, based on those numbers, that the house, that we can accurately support a $195,000 value?
Yep.
I would too. So, condition adjustments on 1, 3, 4, and 5. 3 had a time adjustment. How much time? 4%. So now we're going to reconcile this, okay?
Okay.
Selected comparables utilized in this analysis are within the subject's immediate marketing area and are considered to be the best representative of the subject's estimated market value of the sub as of the effective date of this analysis. Site sizes of the comparables varied slightly from the subject, but the market did not recognize any measurable differences for differences less than 1/10 of an acre. Site sizes aren't exactly the same, but they're pretty dang close. No difference in value. So say this guy had a half acre, and it sold for $300,000. Well, there's obviously more value given to this guy based on the site. So pretend you got 2 exact same sales. This guy's on a half an acre and sold for $50,000 more. There's obviously an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Condition adjustments on comparables 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this is where you got to explain everything you did.
Yes.
That's where all kinds of guys get in trouble.
4. Condition adjustments are based on the effective age-life method of depreciation analysis and are due to the superior updated condition of the subject versus these comparables as reported by realtor comments and exterior drive-by, because we're going to do exterior comp photos.
Yeah.
Our GLA adjustment, $55 GLA adjustment, was extracted from the market by taking approximately 50% of the median price per square foot of all the sales researched for this analysis. No adjustments were warranted for sizes less than 100 square feet. All other adjustments made in this analysis were minimal, and they represent the appraiser's estimate of the typical market reaction to the existence or absence of qualities or amenity items as listed in this process. Comparables 4 and 5 are pending sales that were included in this analysis to demonstrate the marketability and saleability of the neighborhood and to lend support to the value. A 1% downward adjustment was applied to these sales comparables based on the 1004 MC form and due to their pending state. Now we forgot one adjustment. Which one was it?
I don't know.
Right here at the time.
Oh, you didn't write that down?
Hold on.
And you got to write it in a way like an average person can understand?
That's our intended user. So we need to, the people reading this aren't appraisers.
Yeah.
They're underwriters that need to know exactly why we adjusted and how we adjusted.
And you got in trouble for that one time?
Yep. Sale 3 has a closing date older than the desired 6 months. A 4% time adjustment has been applied to this sale by researching current market trends within the immediate neighborhood over the previous 12 months and is supported by the included 1004 MC form. So we just didn't pull that number out of the air, we're actually backing it up with that form.
Okay.
So we don't get in trouble. So, based on these numbers, what would you estimate the market value of the subject is? I'm asking you.
Pretty close to what the asking price was saying.
They're asking 195.
Somewhere in between the high and the low.
So I would say 195.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I'm gonna say.
I thought you're supposed to bracket like a value. You know, because like it's supposed to be misleading if you just give someone like a regular number.
This is a range of values right here. Unfortunately, we can't give your house is worth somewhere between 190 and 208.
That's what we're gonna do, right?
But you can't say that. We have to give a hard number because we're appraisers.
Really?
Yes.
I thought we were supposed to bracket.
That's what bracketing is. 195 is in the middle of the low and the high. That number's bracketed.
All right.
Appraisers give a hard number. Realtors, we can only give a range.
So if Krista was to take this listing and she has these sales, your house is probably worth between 190 and 210. She'll say.
Okay.
She can't give a hard number because she's not an appraiser. She's not qualified.
Well, then I learned something right there.
Okay. So 191 plus 207.
You're gonna find out what's right in the middle.
Yep. I'm gonna say this house is probably worth 190, 199. Because these two are in the same subdivision as the subject. And I'm gonna use these two adjusted numbers right here. 191 plus 207 divided by 2. Okay? Auntie Stella. Hello? 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 Auntie, it's Josh. You called me. Wrong one. You butt dialed me. Bye. Who's this? You butt dialed me. Okay, so I'm going to go with the value of 199.
All right. Hey.
Hold on. And I'm going to support it right here. Most weight and consideration has been afforded to sales 2 and 3 in the subject's final estimate of value, since they are the most proximate in location. Boom. What?
You're not going to do the income approach or the
I don't need to do the
cost
income
approach?
The cost approach is right here, and I printed this out for you.
That's your cost approach?
This is your cost approach right there. So you're going to study that.
That was it?
That's it.
Wow. I thought there's a lot more to it than that.
Nope. Income approach, we're not doing an income property. We're not doing a rental analysis. This is owner occupied.
You just write that in and then just explain why you're not going to do it? I thought you had to do
All
all
three
three.
approaches to value have been carefully considered, and the market approach to value, which is the sales comparison, has demonstrated to be the most representative and considered the better indication of values. There you go right there.
All right.
Yep. So now we're done.
What's the last piece?
Hold on, we're scrolling down. All these comments are already in your report. I'm gonna, in your boilerplate,
Yep.
you just gotta double check, you gotta read them. I want you to read the entire report.
Alright.
Okay? This is FHA. I'm gonna print this out for you so you can read it. FHA, we gotta put in our FHA comments.
Such as?
Oops, you'll see right here. These are FHA comments. I'm not gonna read them, you can read them. Here's where, I didn't observe any crawl spaces, and I assume that there's none, but the attic space was viewed from the access point only. These are FHA heating system has been checked to the point of activation. Utilities, blah, 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 blah. These are our FHA comments, Kev.
Okay.
I'm gonna print this report out so you can read it. I want you to study it.
That's for everyone.
No, FHA.
I mean, for every FHA.
Yes. Conventional, we don't gotta put this in there.
Okay.
So you can get credit for this report. Signature date is today.
You putting my name in there?
Hold on. This is FHA, so you can't sign it, remember?
But you for extra help or whatever?
You're gonna be in there. So say you're on your own, you get your license and you go do a divorce appraisal. Your information is gonna go here.
On the
My
left side.
information is gonna go here, supervisory. Okay?
Appraisal office, this is Krista.
Purchase price is $195,
Hi.
and this did sell
Josh
within the
is
previous 36
actually,
months.
in a meeting right now. Can I take a message? Okay.
164. 512.
Okay, and your name is Chris? And your number, sir? 1527, and you are with First Look Appraisals. Okay, I'll give him the message. Thank you. Bye.
I'm already approved with those guys.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
From when I gave you.
I didn't even
the
call that guy
last
back because I even got a request that same day from First Look.
I'm
I'll
gonna
call him.
I'm
I'll
gonna
call him.
I'm gonna call him. He's already approved.
No, because I'm in the meeting, remember?
That's right. He's in a meeting.
I mean, sorry. Never mind.
He just got finished.
So right here, as you're getting value, you're getting credit for this because Sergio Baca has contributed significant appraisal assistance to the person signing this report. He has completed continuing education courses in real estate appraisal and is licensed in the same state as the signing appraiser. And right here, I'm putting what you did: site inspection, data collection, photos, report writing.
Which is what they're requiring?
That little comment right there means you can get the credit for this.
Alright, right on.
Got it?
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's good for now.
Well, finish it so I can see how you finish it.
Okay, so now this is our 1004MC form. That's this. We're just copying the numbers from right here. Past 12 months, there's been 38 sales, 22, 31, 6, 13, 9, 177, 750, 180, 500, 185, which is literally copying and pasting. So these numbers right here, high, low, high, would you say that's stable, increasing, or declining?
Can't really see 'em.
I would say stable. What about these numbers? 6, 7, 10, increasing?
Increase.
6, 13, 9, stable.
Okay.
0.95, 1.77, 0.87.
Stable.
177, 180, 185.
Increasing.
14, 8, and 8.
Decreasing.
Nope, stable. If this was a 7 or a 6, it'd be decreasing.
Oh.
But since these two are the same,
Okay.
178, 185, 183. So low, high, low.
Stable.
Yes. High, low, low.
Decreasing.
High, high, low.
Stable.
Yes. Good. And right here's where we note all the repos. So there was 2 listings at 145, 170, 1 pending sale at 160, and 9 closed sales between 110 to 185. I don't think foreclosures are a big deal because that's only 13 out of 104. That's less than 10%.
Okay.
So back after the crash, that number was like 50, 60%. So repos were obviously driving the market, but not anymore. And right here is your comment again. I have made a personal, but Sergio Baca has contributed significant appraisal assistance. That's how you get the credit for these.
That's what the board checks.
Yep. Services, location maps.
What are you doing now?
You'll see. Getting our comparable location map. I would say that's pretty close. You?
Just trying to pretty it up.
Yep. So there's our map, and here's our distance between comps. So when we do that, it puts our map in, but it also shows how far and in which direction they're located. See that?
What line is that?
Right here.
Okay, cool.
So when we do our location map, it plugs in the photos, but it also shows how far the distance between comps are.
Automatically.
Yes.
All right.
That's it. Now we're going to do the photos, but you don't need that.
Sure.
Well,
You're just gonna label photos?
no. Hold on. Let's do it. Go to the MLS. 925. Oh yeah, there's another step. So keep watching. 4. FHA requires us to check the 3-year sales history of all comparables too.
Oh, okay.
Conventional, we're only required to go back 12 months. So here's the 5 comps I have in my report. I'm going to copy and paste it for now, but we got to go do the drive-bys for these, okay?
All right.
Hold on. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Now, go to detail, history. So there's no prior history for number 5, because it would show right here. Number 4, none. This one, none.
Where would it show?
Go to the comp.
The change percent?
No, listen. Go to the comp, click history. Right here is going to tell us if there's any sales history in the previous 30, like just ever.
Below that yellow line?
Yes.
All right.
So watch this one. So there's none, none, none. But when we get to Buckingham, there's other sales.
Yeah, the 3 other ones.
Okay, so this one closed when? 2011. So that's more than 3 years, right?
Yes.
We don't need to report it. But here's where, did you see how you seen it?
Canceled and expired?
Nope. Let's go to Stoneham. Stoneham closed in 2008, so that's greater than 3 years, so we don't need to note that.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done. So there's no prior sales history of any of the comparables, only the subject in the past 3 years.
And you can't send this out until you have your recent photos?
Yes.
That's what you're waiting on?
Correct.